Alright, so come back out in the garage. Today I'm be tearing into the motor a little bit. Just taking off pretty much all the accessories. Probably pull the heads off. And just look down in the cylinder walls. See how all that's looking. See how bad. I think, hopefully it's just all dirt and stuff. All this is just all surface. I say without the grime and the grease and everything on there. I believe somebody tried to clean it up earlier, and that's just all residue on there, or just like flash rust. Hopefully, let's say I get the manifolds off. Probably leave the covers on for now, the front and the rear, but take the heads off, take a peek inside the valley tray. Yeah, just try to pull everything, try not to make a mess. Not sure how much coolant's left in it, how much oil's left in it, but I might turn it over, take the oil pan off too, just take a look inside, see how everything's looking. Hopefully everything looks good. Everything looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and start ordering like the reseal kit, gaskets, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do the head studs instead of head bolts. So I'll start pricing all that stuff out. From what I can see so far, I believe this is a Gen 3 motor. That's what the guy said it was. I was a little thrown off by the drive-by wire. I thought those were all Gen 4s, but I guess some of the later Gen 3s came with drive-by wire. I think another telltale is there's no sensors or anything up on the front cover. So yeah, that's about it. So when I pull the heads, I'll make sure, take a look at them, see if I have the different length ones or if all the bolts are the same. That also helps when you're ordering new head bolts. So I'm throwing on time lapse. We'll start pulling stuff off. Like I said, try not to make too much of a mess. The heads and everything will probably sit on the workbench, and then eventually I'll order the spring compressor, start taking those apart just to clean them up, and it'll probably be later down the line I'll start cleaning up the motor itself. But like I said, I'm not tearing into the bottom end. All that's going to stay stock if everything looks good. If not, something does look off, then well, it's going to open up another can of worms. So hopefully everything goes good, and we'll see. Alright, so there we go. We got the heads off, valley cover off. It's actually looking pretty good so far. Now there's a little bit of dirt in there. It's because the motor was dirty, so I'm going to try to get that out as much as I can. Still haven't turned the motor over yet. Just try to clean up all that before I do. So yeah, but everything's looking pretty good. Not seeing any scratch or anything on the cylinder walls. Still see a little bit of the cross hatching. We'll go over and look at the parts that I did take out. So, oh, ew, that might be a problem right there. But try to get that cleaned up. And then I'll show you guys the parts I did take off. And I'll turn this over and take the oil pan off. I apologize for the little sun glare. I do have these ND filters on, try to help reduce that, so try to help you guys out a little bit. But push rods look pretty good, nice and straight, both sides. I tried to keep them all in order on how I took them out, so these ones I kind of put them closer together and just numbered them. I just put on this side, just put it under the rockers that they go with, so that's how I'm keeping them in order. The heads themselves, like I said, it's good that there's still oil in there. That means there's oil in there recently. So, like I said, eventually I'll get the tool to take the springs out, and then I'll go through and clean up the heads, clean them up, paint them. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do new springs and rollers, because rollers look pretty good. Like I said there. They look pretty good. Alright, that should be better. Like I said, they don't look too bad. Just a nice cleaning would be good. The good part is, like I said, when you look at the head gaskets that came off of them, everything looks intact. Doesn't look like they were leaking or anything. So that's a good sign. I'll probably toss those anyway. Just wanted to show you guys. But like I said, both sides look like they were still doing the job. Of course, they'll get replaced with some new ones. Doesn't show them messed up anywhere. So these were done for, I can tell you that. But like I said, there's a little bit of carbon buildup in there, so I think if I do take the valves out, those should clean up nicely. That's a pretty short similar on both sides. They're not too bad. So all this will need is just a little bit of elbow grease. Get all that dirt off of it. And we should be good with the heads. Rockers look pretty good. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna change yet, if I'm gonna change anything. I don't know if I'm gonna get new rollers, new rockers. I'm not sure yet. I was looking at some cam packages, but I don't know if I want to go that route on this motor. So, like I said, let me turn this over. See what the bottom's looking like. Like I said, I know it's not the best. Really don't want to work with the garage closed when it's still nice out, but try to get the best quality video for you guys that I can. Like I said, wish I'd have cleaned off that dirt a little bit better, because a lot of dirt did get down in there. But I think I can blow a lot of that out and we should be good. But like I said, I'm gonna turn it over. I might close the garage a little bit more and I'll cut you guys back on. Almost made the mistake of turning it over without checking the oil, and it was full of oil. Like I said, it's a little dirty, but there's nothing in it. Everything looks clean. Well, as far as nothing being in the oil, it looks good. I said it's a little dark, but it's probably just time for a oil change. So let it drip off a little bit more. I don't think there's much coolant left in there, but if there is, we'll get that out. So yeah, just drain the oil, which it's nice seeing that it's full. So that means it wasn't just sitting dry. So yeah, I'll keep at it. Like I said, throw the camera back on the charger, and then turn it over, get the oil pan off, and I'll cut you guys back on. Alright, got everything off. Set everything in there. It's looking pretty good. But as far as everything goes, it looks in there. Everything looks good. I said the cylinder walls on the ones you can see. Everything looks pretty good. So I'm not going to tighten I'm not going to torque everything back down, but I'm going to get the oil tray or whatever they call it, and put that back on. I know once I get the new oil pan, I will have to trim this up, so I'll just tighten this up for now. Put the oil pickup tube back on. Then I might I'll probably throw the oil pan back on also, flip it back over, and call it a day. But just wanted to see what the overall condition of the motor was looking like, and like I said, I think it looks good. He said he had, when I bought it, the guy said it had 90,000 on it, and I know from the outside they're looking pretty rough. I was a little skeptical, but now I'm like, yeah, it looks pretty good. Everything looks straight in there. Like I said, we're gonna run with it. So it's 4.8. It's the motor for Mona Lisa. So let me throw everything back on. Well, not everything, just the oil tray, the oil pickup tube, and the oil pan. I'll throw those back on, flip it over. I might turn it over a couple times, and then we'll call it a day. So there we have it. I just wanted to check, make sure what the condition of the motor actually was in. To me, everything looks good, so I'm gonna run with it. Next thing is well, I want to say it really wasn't leaking anything, but since I broke it apart, of course I need the new oil pan gasket, which I believe it comes with. Everything else looks like it'll be good. Just clean the block up. It'll come with the oil pan gasket and get new head gaskets. And of course, when I do the water pump, I'll have its gaskets on there. So I think we're good. I was thinking about replacing the rear, both the sills. So it'll probably happen. I'll probably replace those also. But yeah, for the most part, like I said, I'll go with the head studs, not the head bolts. I need new knock sensors. Clean out the valley cover. Clean up the whole block. Probably go with the Holley white box oil pan. And that's it. Then just look at stuff like injectors, coil packs, and all that stuff. But as far as the actual motor goes, I think we're good. Probably over my weekend, I'll come out here, start masking it off, scrubbing it down, cleaning it, and prepping it for paint. I do believe, still don't know. I wanted to do white, but at the same time, I don't know. So I just do all black engine. Keep the heads that silver color with the black intake. Do a red block, silver heads, black intake. I don't know. So I'll still have to figure out all that stuff, and then I have to look at Holley's website again and determine which I think it's the tooth, like what count is that, and then there's a whole bunch of other stuff when you're ordering the Terminator X. Like you have to figure out how many teeth it has, which I think it just depends on this sensor right here, and then I think it goes off of different injectors. I think those are major two things you have to look for when you're ordering the Terminator X. Might be the coil packs too. It's either the coil packs or the injectors. So yeah, but for the most part, like I said, I was a little iffy on if the block or if the motor was going to be what he said it was going to be, just the condition of it. Well, like I said, I think all this is just surface. I think it is from somebody cleaned off either all the oil and grime and all that stuff before. Like I said, this is just leaking because I just took it off, but there's really nothing on the block itself. I think it just needs a good cleaning, some primer, some paint, and we should be good to go.